ho, 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 ho. Good morning, YouTubers. It's your man, the Friendly Neighborhood, the Joker. I know it's been a while since you heard from me. I only come out when it's anarchy in the air. When anarchy does to rear its beautiful face. So, a couple of days ago, a dear friend of mine posted another video. And, I want to give this shout out to my dear friend, one Mr. XA23. And XA, you complete me. Anyway, XA dropped a little information for you out there if you're interested. Just recently, former boxer, Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao decided to retire and to throw his hat in for election for the president of the Philippines. If you know anything about Manny Pacquiao, he's been a fighter for many years. Started his career good part of the 90s. He fought some legends. He fought some giant killers himself. And, he had a great career in boxing. And his last fight, didn't go off as well as it's supposed to. He was supposed to have fought Earl Spence Jr., but Earl had to drop out because of injury. And to you racists and idiots who thought Earl wasn't free to fight a Pacquiao, no, it was a legitimate injury. The problem is, it's not the same compared to Tyson Fury, who dodged his fight against Dante Wilder. But anyway, this fight came about it was a few months back. And then, Pac-Man came in and, he was dominated. This guy Ugas, no one saw him as being so everybody saw him as an underdog and not winning his fight. But he put on a clinic and he put Pacquiao on his behind. So Manny decided, you know what? It's time to hang it up. His last fight I remember seeing was he fought this guy named Moraga, and he went laid out flat like a pancake. So, Manny, you put all your years in fighting. Well, it's time to go ahead and, hang up the gloves and focus on a new future. And like I said before, he is currently the senator on the Philippines House of Representatives. And you know what? He's been doing a good job as a senator, doing his job, representing the country, being a true politician at heart. He is a fighter of nature. But now he's stepped into a new arena as he's running for the position of presidency. And that's held by Rodrigo Duterte, or Rodrigo Duterte. And I don't think Rodrigo liked the idea of Manny stepping into his shoes. Even though Manny's a hero among the people of the Philippines, Rodrigo is seen as a superstar. He's a guy who he says that he's going to kill drug dealers. He's this delicious machismo, as they say. Trying to prove a point. And the people, they love it. They sip it up. They drink the Kool-Aid, but you got to be careful when you drink that Kool-Aid. You may not like the taste of it afterwards. And even though the people support, Duterte or deterred, they still, are not as successful as they are supposed to be in his administration. But you know how it is. When you're in an abusive relationship, you don't care. Even somebody coming along better, you still rather be in that relationship. And, there were some shades of another dictator from this one, Mr. Manuel Noriega. You remember Noriega? He was the dictator of Nicaragua. And you remember what happened to him? Oh, yeah. Manny, you have a plan. But there's some shades of Rodrigo with another dictator and president, one Mr. Ferdinand Marcos. Marcos was the longest reigning, president in that country for nearly 30 years. He rolled over the Philippines with an iron hand and with some sticky fingers. And his dear wife, Imelda Marcos, they did the little stuff that was not very nice. They dipped their hands into the cookie jar. Yeah, you know how it is, but I'm not much for money. I'm a different type of criminal, and money doesn't interest me. But the people of the Philippines did not no longer want to be under this regime of Marcos. So Marcos was sent away, banished, and later he died. And funny thing, they put this guy in a refrigerated coffin. But his dear wife still lives, spending her money and her wealth, looking down at the little people. But then they get a new president, the first woman in history. One was Cory Aquino. And Cory was going to be the new thing. Cory was going to bring a new thing to the Philippines, make it a better country. She became a superstar on the circuits. But the problem is, people, when you get a new boyfriend, and he's better than the last boyfriend who was abusive, sometimes you still be fond of that old boyfriend. You know how it is, those type of people are into that. And people still fawning over Ferdinand Marcos like he was a hero, even though he was a villain. I know about villains. And Cory, her term wasn't very long, only a few years, and she was gone. But she still fought for the rights of the people, still fought for justice until finally her passing away. But the people still wanted justice for themselves. The people wanted to be ruled with fairness. But you know what? Life is never fair. Life is not what you want it to be. So Manny, you are supposed to be the hero of the people, but the people don't want you for some reason, Manny. Even though for all your years of boxing and fighting and showing your strength, you would think they'll want you to lead them into a new generation, a new millennium, but not. Like I said again, it's like being in an abusive relationship. You're not ready to go. But Manny, I wish you all the best of luck. All the best of luck is in your endeavors becoming president. Maybe someday you will become a hero and a legend. But you know what's about huge legends? They often falter. So I wish you the best of luck, Pac-Man. And the best of luck to the Philippines. And I wish you no luck, Duterte or D-Turd. So this is a friendly neighborhood Joker. And I want to say to you, like, don't subscribe, I'm out.